Yo, Philly fam, I'm back. I'm back. Just here, man, just to talk to y'all, man, to give y'all a little catch up. I know I've been gone for a couple of days, so the free agency done changed a little bit. So let's just talk about it, man. CJGJ left. He gone. He's a Detroit Lion. Signed a 1 year, $8 million deal. I think he really, in a predicament where I don't know if he felt slighted or, betrayed by, the offer he was offered on the table. From what I heard, it was backloaded. It wasn't front loaded, so it was a lot of things going on that he really didn't coincide with. He thought it was should have been more of a upfront $8 million a year maybe at that point. I heard that there was conversations with the Eagles after the Detroit Lions had offered the 1 year $8 million to see if we would match or come with something better. We declined to do so. So that tells me Howie was pretty much done with the situation. He had to move on. It was time to, move forward. You know, but we were able to retain James Bradbury on a 3 year deal and Darius Slay on also a 3 year deal. And, it made it real to me a great come up because you could have not had both or maybe just Slay. So to retain two of the three people in our secondary that really was, contributing and bringing a lot to the table, I feel like that's an upside for us, and we have succeeded at what we needed to do. So, what I'm saying? With that being said, I think we can move forward, even if we have to bring in some young guys or some unvetted guys to move in around them. I think it'll still be okay for us to be able to, move forward with the same type of production we had last year from the defense. It's understandable that things aren't going to be the same. How many times do you see teams that really keep it all the same, man? You know what I'm saying? Like you see teams 1 year, they look good. Like last year, the Rams won the Super Bowl. Then they had what 12 losses, I think. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to keep moving in the same direction. But if you start laying things out and building a foundation of young guys that are producing at the same rate, you'll be in a better position moving forward. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to keep talent because guess what? They all want money. You know what I'm saying? We signed AJ Brown, but eventually he gonna want more money. So depending on the cap room, depending on who's getting paid, somebody might have to go. That gets me into my next point, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't see Bijan Robinson at 10, but I could see us taking him at 13. It's a lot easier, you know what I'm saying, to take a player in a better position because at 13, 15, it seems more reasonable. Taking a running back in the top 10, then he has to produce for 5 years. Yes, you get a running back for 5 years. He has to produce for 5 years. Guess what? Him to be accepted as that 10th overall pick, you have to turn around and be willing to resign him. Now, is that going to be an easy task? No, because you don't want to put money into a running back. Running backs are definitely not what you want to put your money into. So, with that being said, you want to kind of be able to justify taking him 10, which means you would have to re-sign him. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like it's an easy task to take somebody at 10 as a GM and justify it in 5 years by saying, hey, we got 5 years of production out of this one guy and we moved on. How? Listen, see, every running back that's took in the first round, they get that second payday with that same team. Why? It justifies the means. You can't just go be, oh man, took a running back, didn't really need a running back, and now I have to rebound. 5 years, you don't want to go through the same situation. You know what I'm saying? Even though we have accomplished that as Eagle fans, you know what I'm saying? We did move from being one one win one play away from winning another Super Bowl in 5 years with a different running back, with a different quarterback. You know what I'm saying? We had a few pillar pieces from that Super Bowl, but most of it was gone. You know what I'm saying? Even the quarterback that didn't play in that Super Bowl, we paid him. The running backs were really rentals. You know what I'm saying? The running backs we had, Jay Ajayi, you know what I'm saying, a rental, Clement, rental. You know what I'm saying? He was young, but he wasn't really producing. He was like, Boston Scott to us right now. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really Darren Sproles. He was with us for a while. He wasn't a rental. Can't say that. But at that time, it's on his last leg, man. It was pretty much over with. You can't really, you know what I'm saying, get into that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, it's hard to justify a running back in the top 10 and only get 5 years of production. When you could go get somebody like a D tackle, a cornerback, a safety, offensive lineman, it all can be justified because guess what? In 5 years, you're gonna pay that man to stay with your organization. So the only way to justify the means of taking a running back at 10 is really running him to death. Derrick Henry, Ezekiel Elliott, Todd Gurley. Even though Derrick Henry is still producing at a high level, look at his carry rate. They have justified taking him first round. Wasn't just 5 years. He has run into his second deal. Zeke just got cut, but he was in his second deal. Todd Gurley, he's out of the NFL, but he was into his second deal. Taking Bijan Robinson at 10, you have to tell me in 5 years we re-signing him to a long-term contract. At least 3 more years. I need 8 years out of a top 10 player. Minimum. Every first round pick the Eagles have taken have been with the organization for long stretches. Lane Johnson's still here. If I'm not mistaken, BG, Fletcher Cox. I think they were first round picks. I don't think they were top tens though. That's even more of a justification that they were top 10 picks. I don't think you even think about paying these dudes, man. Even at the latter ends of their contract because they played out their time. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's hard to really sit here and tell me, you know what I'm saying, coming off a Super Bowl, we lost, but coming off a Super Bowl appearance with a 24-year-old quarterback, with young receivers around him, young tight end, and you have the replacement pieces for some of the line already, but you still got Lane Johnson who's gonna run it probably 3 or 4 more years. Kelsey is a year-to-year basis, but you got Cam Jurgens to step in whenever. You can bring somebody in. We have Jeff Stoutland, so he took Jordan Mailata, a rugby player, and turned him into the guy. Landon Dickerson was raw. Now he is solidified on that left side as the guard. Like it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be a bad situation. And you put Cam Jurgens in between two Hall of Famers, they're gonna teach him the ropes. They're gonna show him. He's gonna come along. It's not gonna be a hard transition, man. So with that being said, man, if we take Bijan Robinson at 10, you have to tell me that our offense is gonna move up. Now let's talk about this linebacker we just picked up, Nicholas Monroe. Okay, he hasn't been solid up until the last 2 years of his career, right? He's 27, still early. I think we can get the production out of him that we need, that we look for out of last year, getting out of TJ Edwards, what we got, we picked up a good piece. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they all can fit right in, plug and play. It's not gonna be a hard situation where we scrambling because we don't know if these guys fit. Because Moreau is a tackling machine and he can play coverage because he's a converted linebacker. He came from safety. I don't know if everybody knows, but he was a safety at one point. He was very, very good at the safety position, but he was oversized. So they put him at linebacker, and now he runs support. He can play coverage. He could do all the things T.J. Edwards couldn't do last year, and you put in the Kobe Dean with him, they can cover the field from one side to the next. They can cover the field. I'm very okay with that. Right now, my hole is safety, which I would love Kevin Byard from the Tennessee Titans, but if he's a little bit tied up and the money ain't working out for us, let's move on to Aiden Amos or Nazir. I like those two guys. They're young, you know what I'm saying? John Johnson, I think his name is. He's a pretty good safety, you know what I'm saying? They all formidable to this defense. It could be what we need, but we need to talk to Sean Desai and see what he really at, what he want to do with the situation, because it's not hard to really do this. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be ready and prepared. You know what I'm saying? And if he has the requisite pieces to make it work, then it works. That's all I'm saying. Just give him the pieces. Whatever he needs, or anybody that is familiar with his system that might be on the free agency market, why not bring him in? Why not bring him in? It'd be a nice pickup because right now the, the game plan, Super Bowl appearance again. Can we get back to it? Can we run it back? I believe it. I'm a believer. Smitty, me, 373, is a believer. I believe we can run it back. We have the foundation. The organization is moving in the right direction. It was years where we felt like it might not work, but right now, in the way we're moving, we might be able to do what the Chiefs have accomplished. I believe that. Jalen Hurts, to me, is the second best quarterback in the NFL. He's running the NFC. I don't know these delusional fans that keep saying Dak Prescott this, Dak Prescott that. He's 2-4 in the playoffs. He's never been to the NFC Championship game. And this is the guy you're telling me is the guy, right? Kirk Cousins, he can't play on primetime games. He chokes. Daniel Jones, let's not get into it. Washington Redskins barely got a quarterback right now. I don't even know who their quarterback is. Sam Howell, not the guy. Who else? I mean, we already talked about Kirk Cousins, so we know Minnesota ain't got it. Seattle? Geno Smith? I don't know about that, buddy. Green Bay just possibly going to lose Aaron Rodgers. Chicago, yeah, they made a lot of moves. They're probably winning in free agency right now. But guess what? 9 times out of 10, the team that wins free agency isn't in the Super Bowl. So let's be real. Who are we competing with in the NFC? I'll have to say Dallas is 2. I'll have to say Dallas is 2. 3 is probably Seattle. Arizona is a debacle. They're not going to even have a quarterback. So I'm going to leave them out of the discussion today. We're going to move on. Okay? Because Jalen Hurts is going to get paid. He's going to get his contract. And then it's possible, I seen it last year happen, he might get a piece on offense that he wants. Because guess what? We're looking to put up 40-plus points on you every game next year. We're trying to go 14-3 again. So with that being said, you have to understand he's going to get paid. He's going to get the money that he deserves. He's going to get it. It's not hard to understand that he's going to get that money. He really is. We're going to move forward with that because it's always fly equals fly. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really a situation where things are getting complicated. We know we have to pay our quarterback. We've been prepared to pay him since the end of the Super Bowl, probably since before he got hurt, but we didn't want to extend early. So that there tells me everything. And then, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if the reports are true, but I heard that his contract might be under $50 million, which would be a team-friendly discount. Like I told y'all in previous videos, I would love to give him 10 years. Y'all hear that? Fire truck, man, or something. I think it's the EMS. They just rolling by. But yeah, if we can give him under 50 million, it's a discount. It's good to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't really know where we moving at right now, but I know we just started negotiating. I know that Howie already said and Jeffrey Lurie that they knew the price and what it would take to keep him here. I don't want to move on from this quarterback. He has work ethic. He fits the city. He has that aura, that culture. He's hardworking. He's grit. He's grind. He's ready to work and get better. So I want to keep him right here. He has the pieces. He has Devontae, AJ, Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Possibly gonna bring in another running back. He got a great offensive line. Why not pay him where he can fit in? Because next year, let's keep it team friendly. But let's also give him what he deserves. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna keep y'all too long, man. It's been a long little rant. I've been talking for like 17, 18 minutes, but I just wanted y'all to understand where I was coming from. You know what I'm saying? And people are talking about Bobby Wagner. I don't know if that's one of those things people are really looking into doing. If we are, I don't really know where Nicholas Moreau fits in that unless he's just depth. So at this point, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. How y'all feel? You know what I'm saying? It's Smitty Eagle. It's 4133 the pod, man. Philly fam. I'll be back.